Hey yo, it's the second round of the NBA playoffs, and some teams are getting exposed, and it's going to be a crazy one. Let's go. What's cracking, y'all? It's your host, Most Requested, and welcome back to Talk That Talk. Like I said, it's the second round of the NBA playoffs, and it looks like some teams are getting exposed to real life defense. And listen, like I said in a few videos before, I know that the NBA is trying to soften the game a little bit because they want to integrate more the European players into the NBA. And as we all know, some of the European players, they don't play that much defense out there. You know what I'm saying? They're more about shooting and finesse and shit like that. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Please don't forget to smash up the like, share this video, and when you ring the notification bell, select all so you can get updates every time I release new video content. And guys, it's without saying, I need you guys' help. Smash up the like button, pull up to the comment section, and share my videos. And that's how my videos get recommended with YouTube to get into the algorithm. Also, I have a sponsor, Channel 11 Views. There, you guys can go out there and tell her I sent you. She's going to be covering anime and things of that sort. It's very interesting about, you know, the episode that she's covering right now. So guys, go to her channel, go to her platform, support her, and at the same time, you know, like I said, smash up the like button and support my sponsor. But they don't really play no defense, you know, that physicality that comes into the game of basketball, especially when we're talking about second round and conference finals. You know, that's when the physicality really come, you know, into play, because you ain't gonna get no soft shit out of here when it comes to you know, the second or the championship rounds of the NBA to get to the finals. So with that being said, there was 2 games last night, and I would like to see the New York Knicks from the Eastern Conference to go to the finals. I would like that. I really do like that. Although that's not my team. My team is the Miami Heat, but the New York Knicks deserve it, man. They have some young players there, man. They're fighting. They're hungry, and they well deserve it. Boston been around for a minute, but man, every year it's the same thing with them, man. They you know, when the lights are so bright that they just get shriveled up, man. And I'm tired of seeing Boston going to the conference finals and not get to the chip. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, New York Knicks, they had a hell of a game last night against the Indiana Pacers. They kind of revived the old rivalry that they had. It's been about, I don't know, close to 20 years since they've been in the second round of the playoffs playing against each other. So it was a pretty good game, man. It was a nail biter all the way to the end. That boy Bronson, man, he's nice, man. That kid is nice. You know what I'm saying? And he got a good supporting cast. And an experienced coach. So, you know, all the stars was out last night at the Garden, and they showed out, man. They showed out. So most props to the New York Knicks. They won the battle last night. Very much so deserving of it. So shout out to them. Indiana played well, man. Indiana played well, but you can see the inexperience in some of those players that I believe that, you know, that the lights got too bright for them. Especially to Halliburton, man. I know Halliburton is a hell of a player, man, but yesterday that nigga only had like 6 points, man, and that's unacceptable. You cannot go on the road and just score 6 points against the New York Knicks expecting that you're gonna beat them like that. Hell nah, you're not. You know what I'm saying? And then so many turnovers it was so many turnovers. It was ridiculous, and the game was close. But they did. I know that they banging themselves in the head about the turnovers because they can clearly see that they can. I mean, they're gonna have to rectify that. If they want to stay, in the series, at least close. You know what I'm saying, as far as points is concerned. But there was a lot of turnovers yesterday in the part of Indiana Pacers, and they got some good players too. They got some hell of a players, but you can tell they're young and they're a little bit inexperienced. So we'll see where's that going to end. How's that going to end? But I believe the New York Knicks is going to go to the next round. Probably going to play against Boston, and that's a whole other animal. So, like I said, salute to the New York Knicks. I hope they go ahead and win this series and move on to the next one, because I want them to go to the finals. And speaking of the finals, also they had another team, two teams playing last night. The Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. Listen, man, they ate them chicken nuggets like it was nothing. They played Saturday, and they won. The Timberwolves beat their ass on Saturday in their turf. So I said, you know what, that's probably a fluke or whatever. But listen, man, they had this boy number 5 and Minnesota Timberwolves. That nigga ain't playing, man. That nigga's for real. You know what I'm saying? Ant-Man is for real. He's the truth, and he's letting everybody know. He's letting be known to everybody that he's here to stay. He ain't going nowhere. He's a dog. So last night rather, the Timberwolves, they was all over. They was swarming the Denver Nuggets, and that comes to show that the defense always going to win championship, especially in basketball. And I believe that the Denver Nuggets never experienced through this whole series, maybe through the whole season, a defense of that caliber. Because listen, those guys are tall. I'm talking about the Timberwolves, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Those guys are tall, they're linky, and they're fast. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be tall and linky, but you could be kind of slow. But nah, these niggas, they was like sometimes double teaming and getting back to their man, and they knew the assignment. They knew the assignment that they had to do to beat this great Denver Nugget team, and they did it. And they did it in such a fashion that it was embarrassing. They ran those niggas off the gym. And I'm telling you, it was in their home court. And sometimes home courts don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point you have to win one game in the opposite arena. But yesterday it looks like the Timberwolves, they was better prepared, much better team, more athleticism, faster, basketball IQ, everything. I mean, you have this guy, the Joker, right? Supposedly he's the league MVP. Yo, they had that nigga frustrated yesterday in such a way that he couldn't do shit. They was blocking his shit. They was making him make mistakes, and he didn't. I mean, I don't know how many assists he had. Let me check how many assists he had. He had how many assists? He only had 6 assists. He usually have a triple-double in every game. You know what I'm saying? So, and then another thing that kind of bugs me, because these guys are apparently, I don't know if the league allow, the referees allow them to, to run, whatever. I don't know if the referees, sometimes they allow them, to play hard, and in some instances they don't. But this nigga was playing physical with the Denver Nuggets, and Jamal Murray was like throwing his head in the air, and the other guy was like also throwing his head in the air like, yo, ref, you're not gonna call that, nigga. It's the second round of the playoffs. You gotta have that. They're gonna be physical with you. They are going to be physical with you, no matter what. So I'll tell you, man, this series is gonna be critical. Especially, I think they're going back to play on Friday, in Minnesota. So if Minnesota win another game, and in Minnesota against the Nuggets, it might be a sweep, man. And I mean, how you gonna sweep the champions? Like, where they hard at, man? Where's their effort? You know what I'm saying? Those are the last year champions. So, like, it's crazy that these guys are playing so poorly in the second round of the playoff. I mean, the Denver Nuggets. I don't believe that. I know they lost a couple of pieces from last year. But still, you know, you got the Joker, you got the Murray, you got the other guy. I forgot his name. What's his name? Gordon. You know what I'm saying? They got good players. You know what I'm saying? But the Timberwolves, those niggas are hungry. You know what I'm saying? You can only really name, and then they was not even playing with the best player, which they call it the center. He was somewhere in Minnesota because his wife was having a baby or whatever. You know, congratulations to him. But yeah, they was not even playing with one of the best players from the Minnesota. So imagine when they go back to Minnesota and that nigga is on the court, what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Right now, I believe that Minnesota is gonna advance. It's gonna advance to the next round, and they might go to get that chip. They might also go to the NBA Finals. And I would love to see Minnesota versus the Knicks in the finals, man. That would be an exciting game, man, because both of the teams are fast, they hungry. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, no disrespect to the Dallas Mavericks, nothing like that, man. You know what I mean? I believe that Dallas is a good team as well, but I don't think they have what it takes to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. I believe that Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks are going to the playoffs. I would like to see those two teams going to the playoffs. So that would be an exciting game. Listen, guys, that's what I wanted to say right now about the second round of the NBA playoff. It's an exciting games coming up tonight also, so stay tuned. Until then, don't forget to talk that talk. I'm out.